Munerlyn, Ahmaud Arberly. Is it just a job, or is it our lives? Is it an errand, or is it a battlefield? I'm going to answer those questions. I'm also going to give you 4 bullet points that will allow you to make more money, position yourself in the best of light in front of the client, position yourself in the best of light for your company, that will make yourself more confident. And for those who are not security officers, I have a bonus for you. You're not going to want to miss this. Stay tuned. I want everybody to comment down below and tell me, what do you think about this situation? I know we all have jobs, we have interests, we have skill sets, but there are certain events that transcend whatever our focus and our interest is. Comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you find value in this video, please consider subscribing. The first topic I want to talk about is the company policy. Know your company policy, because that is what's going to keep you employed. It's important to understand what type of company you work for, what values they hold, what are their interests. You have to stay informed, and that is the foundation of every post you're detailed. Within a company policy, you're going to be detailed for a certain duty. And with that understanding, you must know what is expected for you at that particular post. What is your job description? For most part, security officers are to only observe and report. We're glorified wallflowers. If you're looking at us from a distance, if you do not know what we go through every day, that's what's expected out of us. However, that's what's known on paper. But when you're out in this world, you're faced with real issues. You're faced with real danger. You're addressing real people. They may not see you as a person who has a beating heart, who has interest in ethics and morals, just like the person who's yelling at them on the other side. This is a deep and hurtful topic for me. I know what these men and women in uniform go through every day. There are different types of posts. That's why you need to know what type of post are you at. Are you hands-off, as many companies are, as the general understanding of a security officer is supposed to be? Or does your post orders conflict with the company policy in addition to your state law? Another facet, an end of the spectrum you have to highly consider in this kaleidoscope of kings that security officers must obey and follow and please. You have the client, who may be oblivious to the post orders and a company policy. Your company policy is the foundation. It includes generalizations. It includes specifics. It's really the internal end all, because the law of the state, city, county you reside, that is the end all be all in this world. However, those who have a high spiritual understanding grounded in faith in God, have a deeper and different understanding of that. But nonetheless, we must obey the law of the land in which we live. Respect that as citizens. You can have a client who wants you, when everything is calm and cool, to just observe and report and to reach out whenever there's an issue, no matter what it may be. But when things get serious, when that issue, when that incident arises, they're acting out in emotion. Oh, chase them. Oh, get them. Oh, grab them. Stop. As security officers, as people with families, have bills, have hearts and minds, we must understand that we cannot act on emotion. We are dealt the responsibility of maintaining a level head no matter what the circumstance. While we don't have the training that is mandated for police officers, we don't have the responsibility, we don't have the powers of emergency services. We're in the same neighborhoods. We meet the same people. We meet the same and run into the same vagrants and transients and derelicts. We deal with the same stuff. The threat doesn't lessen. The respect does. The responsibility is heightened. We don't have a cavalry. We don't have the financial backing or the lawful representation when things go awry. Therefore, we must do everything in our part to stay educated, to stay informed, and to treat this not like your job, but your life. So with the post orders, understand what's expected of you. Maintain communication with the client in regards to what's expected of you in writing, what's agreed upon by their superior and your superior. So when things go awry, you can always resort back to that, because the client will always ask more than what is expected of you, even if it's at the cost of losing your job or endangering yourself. From there, you want to also understand your client. You may have a point of contact for security at the location which you're working. However, throughout the course of the day, the week, the year, you're going to have different figureheads, different individuals of leadership dictating the expectations for that day, which oftentimes, far too often, conflict with the company policy and more so the particular post orders for that site. Understand who your client is. Understand the rank and file. Get to know them by their first name and introduce yourself every day by your first name. Understand your company policy. You're going to be a yes man or woman. Nod your head. Because a lot of the people in the boardroom do not spend their days in the field or have never spent a day in the field to understand the trials and the conflicts in which you experience every day with your job and life on the line. Then you have the post. You have to know where you're at. You have to know the people you're dealing with. You have to know your hood. You can't treat everybody the same. There's certain people you're gonna have to treat with a higher level of respect. And unlike when you're not in uniform, these individuals are gonna be people who are not those who are of the highest esteem in life. They're gonna be people who are vagrants, derelicts, strung out, people who are outright disrespectful. Yet still, it's incumbent on you to maintain a level head. Because you don't want to lose your job. You don't want to get transitioned to a schedule or to a geographical area which conflicts with your logistics on making it to and from work and taking care of your responsibilities at home with your children, your personal schedule, other endeavors in which you want to fulfill on a timely basis, week in and week out. You don't want to interrupt that, so don't interrupt that. Be responsible. Know that you are going to treat this as it should be treated. This is your job, indeed, but more so, this is your life. Your health is at risk. Your peace of mind is always being tested. For the person who is not a security officer, this applies to you as well. I'm not taking shots or criticizing Munerlyn and Ahmaud Arberly or think they did anything wrong. Yet and still, as security officers, as civilians, we can relate to both of these individuals. Security officers have the same powers as citizens. We're just on duty with the uniform, with those powers. How you should act as a security guard is how you act or should act as a civilian. It's not an errand, it's a battlefield. You just don't know when the battle is going to start, but the field is ever present. That's why, as a security officer, always be ready, always position yourself where you get to see every vantage point. Always place yourself in a position in which you can see a threat as it approaches, so you can better prepare yourself, whether it's simply report writing the events or you're bracing yourself for that battle. The security officer and the civilian, both individuals, both young men who tragically died. I'm not saying what they could do better. I'm simply saying how we should prepare ourselves, understand where we're at all times. This is not our job. We're not just running errands. It's a life, and we're at battle. As a security officer, maintain your permits, obtain permits, train with your tools, maintain your tools and your weapons. Because that's all because we're just preparing for battle. As a civilian, get your permits. The same idea here. Conceal carry so that you can put together an EDC, an everyday carry. If you didn't look at it as just a job, but your life in a battlefield, you'll be prepared for war. Treat everybody with respect. Treat your job like it's your life. Treat your route like it's an avenue toward the battlefield. Keep the poker face. Keep a level head. And subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell for notifications so you can be updated with the latest and greatest of information. Edge Nation, I'm Citizen Edge, and I'm out.